Jesus said, "For judgment I've come into this world, that those who do not see may see, and for those who see may be made blind." And the Pharisees said, "Well, we're not blind also, are we?" And then he looked at them and said, "If you were blind, then you would have no sin. But since you say, we can see, then your sin remains." Now, I may be interpreting all this wrong, but I'm telling you, when Jesus, who is God, looks at you and says, "Since you say that you can see, your sin remains," that's the judgment he's talking about. There is spiritual judgment. There is judgment for those who remain in their spiritual blindness. Absolutely refuse to accept the truth. I mean, and the scriptures bear that up. They back it up. Over there in John 3, he says, "This is the condemnation, that the light has come into the world, and men love darkness rather than the light, because their deeds were evil." They want to stay in the spiritual darkness because their deeds are evil. Revelation says a similar thing to what he said to the Pharisees in John 9. It says, "Because you say, I am rich." You remember they said, "Well, we can see." And he says, "Because you say I am rich and have become wealthy and have need of nothing, and do not know that you are wretched, miserable, blind, poor, and naked." Don't even realize. See what spiritual blindness will do for you? And how different it is from like natural blindness. Natural blindness is simple, right? Can't see. Even though your eyes may be open, you cannot see. And this man in John 9, he had to have a creative miracle because he had no eyes. Wretched, miserable, poor, and blind and naked. Don't even know it. He said, "I counsel you to buy from me gold and garments, and anoint your eyes with salve that you may see." When blindness continues, spiritual blindness continues, divine judgment happens, and you remain blind. Isaiah 44 says, "They do not know nor understand." Who? Those who are in spiritual blindness. Because he has judged them. He says, "For he," our Father, "has shut their eyes," excuse me, "so that they can't see, and their hearts, so that they cannot understand." Some people wonder why they can't read the scriptures and light come. Isaiah 6, you remember that occurrence? Talks about a hardening. It says, "Keep hearing, but do not understand. Keep seeing, but do not perceive." Sounds like the former verse, don't it? "Make their heart dull and their eyes heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see and hear and return to me, that I should heal them or convert them." That sounds like a permanent situation, don't it? Doesn't that sound scary to you? It does to me. Over there in John 12, read about an incident where he talks about how there's some there that can't believe. No way. Jesus there near the end of the chapter, he says he was hidden from them, and they did not believe because of, even though they had seen many miracles. There's some people that are never going to believe. They're just not going to do it. Over there in Romans, I believe chapter 11, somewhere around there, it says God has given them a spirit of stupor. Eyes. They have eyes, but they cannot see, and they have ears, but they can't hear. That would just be awful to be in that position. Back in Isaiah, it says that people like that, they substitute darkness for light, and vice versa. When that judgment comes, that's a terrifying thing to think about it. But you know what? The people that have that judgment on them, they won't know it. I mean, by definition, deception, if you have that on you, you don't know you're deceived. Over there in Ephesians, it says, the whole world is filled with those who participate in unfruitful works of darkness. Because over there in Colossians, it says that they are part of the domain of darkness. People that are in that condition are helpless and hopeless. They cannot repent. They cannot hear and they cannot see. So how would they know that they need to repent? How would they know that they can't see? Judgment is on them. Now, there are those that have been spoken to. The word has been spoken to them. Truth has been given to them, and they absolutely cannot hear because they desire to remain in their sin. Light has come, and they love the darkness rather than the light. Absolutely. But then there are those like the blind man, like the woman at the well. Let's see, let me think of some more examples. Like the man at the pool of Bethesda, these people had no idea that they were in darkness, and when light came, they responded in faith. They believed. They believed. And that is the way that light, when it comes, it comes because He is the seeker of you, and not the other way around. It must be initiated from heaven. It must come down from Him. He is the one that puts a new spirit in you. He is the one that gives you a new spirit. He is the one that washes you with water. We'll talk about that next. Give it to the widows, the orphans, and the poor, please. And take everything I say with a grain of salt. Love you.